the structure of the new Instructional Design and Information Management Department by Norman Britt, Alice Farley, and Andrew Golombeski. Design of Learning Environments, IX 565, Dr. London Gutstall. In our presentation, we'll overview the new instructional design team and the department organizational chart, roles and responsibilities of each position, the recommended salaries for each position, and the equipment that we see as being needed for our new unit, as well as any additional things we envision as a team we will need. The new Instructional Design and Information Management Department's missions and goals are to drive initiatives in an effort to engage learners in new and forward-thinking technologies, establish and implement our LMS for the delivery of our online material, to facilitate the design of instructional material, to continue the research of e-learning and instructional design in an effort to identify past, current, and future field trends, to provide our faculty with a comprehensive learning theories matched with best practices and e-learning principles. And finally, our department will strive to provide the most complete and stellar instructional material.
The following slides will detail the learning department's hierarchy and will detail the roles and responsibilities of each position. The Director of Education is positioned at the top of the hierarchical structure. The instructional designer, instructional technologist, as well as the trainers, educators, report to the director. The instructional designer, technologist, and trainers, educators maintain transparent communication between each other. In addition, the relationship between these roles underneath the guidance of the director afford unique opportunities for collaboration as it relates to the instructional modules and the learning management system. The Director of Education oversees and coordinates the instructional development, management, and administration of all learning training within the organization, all while maintaining clear and direct objectives for the team and learning department. The following slides will detail roles and responsibilities as well as the justifications for each position. The Director of Education leads the learning department. This individual is responsible for the overall project and instructional management within the department. The Director of Education selects the training and/or learning curriculum that will be administered throughout the organization. This entails the careful selection of educational materials and technologies to ensure educational objectives are met. The justification for this position is that the learning department will need a highly skilled individual who is knowledgeable of all facets of project and learning management. In addition, this individual is needed to also serve as the learning department's brand ambassador to other divisions within the organization. As Pradden 2016 notes, private institutions can take a leadership role in improving overall quality of management education by fostering meaningful academia-corporate interface. The instructional designer uses image asset resources to develop and deploy instructional modules for the learning department. Instructional designers are instrumental in ensuring learners have opportunities to actively practice the instruction they receive. The instructional designer is versed in how people learn and has ideas and methodologies that help people learn better. The instructional designer develops engaging learning activities and devises unique ways to make the practice of principles and concepts closer to real-world skills. The justification for this position is that the learning department will need a specialist with a deep understanding of how to utilize technology to facilitate learning and how to incorporate sound learning methodologies into exercises and practice scenarios. Online course designers are able to develop well-designed courses for their learners. The instructional technologist is responsible for the maintenance and support of the learning technology. In addition, the instructional technologist facilitates the use of the learning technologies through various interactive methods. The instructional technologist is responsible for integrating technology, i.e. computers, hardware, software, in the learning training environment. The justification for this position is that a specialist is needed who can configure and integrate sophisticated technology within the learning environment. Also, the need for a technician who can serve as facilitator of the actual learning technologies is critical to the success of the learning department's initiatives. The past quarter century has prompted instructional technologists to revise systematic instructional design processes to account for circumstances in which learners may benefit from what has come to be called constructivist instruction. The trainers, educators, are responsible for administering the instructional modules within the organization. Their primary role is to instruct learners and provide an environment where skills and knowledge can be actively exchanged. This role would entail training new employees, teaching new job skills, and providing training on new business technologies. The justification for these positions is that the learning department requires individuals with a wide array of experience administering training and/or instruction in a variety of corporate settings. As Majumdar 2014 notes, the different responsibilities that trainers assume in corporate training help learners gain better learning experiences.
Our recommended salaries for each of our positions are as follows. The Director of Education can earn up to $63,000 a year on a national average. The Instructional Designer position can earn $49,000 to $74,000 a year on national average. Instructional Technologists can earn $52,000 to $69,000 per year on a national average. Trainers and educators can earn $41,600 a year on a national average. So what new equipment will this new unit need? You can't talk about hardware or the equipment without talking about software, so I've listed just a few essential pieces of software we'll need to go along with the hardware equipment that we're talking about. First, all of our team members are going to need computers and peripherals. We'll need a very strong printer as training departments go through a lot of paper. E-learning and distance education is growing by leaps and bounds, and we need to prepare for our learners who are now learning using mobile technologies. So we're going to need to use tablets and smartphones in order to test our material for mobile applications. With all this new technology, we're going to have a lot of space and memory to save all this. Pictures and videos take up a lot of memory, so we need to have a remote data storage. We can start with about 10 terabytes. As we grow, our need for data space will grow, and we can either utilize a server or an external hard drive, as well as there's applications and programs out there that will allow you off-site storage for your information. However, that will make accessing the data a little bit slow. It's better to work locally. Our new team is going to need a full array of multimedia equipment. That equipment is going to entail cameras, video cameras, microphones, backdrops, lighting, web cameras. Our new team is also going to need presentation equipment, AV equipment. That ranges from a laser pointer to a flat screen TV or projector or projector screen. With e-learning, Ruth Clark in the new virtual classroom has said that communication in e-learning is an essential piece. So any hardware that can increase communication, such as our computers with emails, our smartphones or tablets with text messaging and Facebook and Twitter posts to keep that communication alive is going to be essential. But don't underestimate the simplest of technology, a phone. While it's essential to have the hardware, it's also essential to have the software on that equipment. Microsoft Office for creating job aids as well as visuals, as Adobe e-learning suite consists of many multimedia tools as well as rapid authoring tools that will help you upload and publish your information to your LMS. Virtual meeting tools are an essential piece of communication and a high-stakes testing program. Since our training organization is going to be working with nursing information, They have to pass a lot of strenuous tests, and it will be vital for us to have a platform in which we can offer that. Canvas is unable to accommodate that, so that's going to be one of the pieces that we'll have to incorporate. Now, along with our hardware of our multimedia equipment, cameras, and video cameras, we also need to have access to an AV or image library. This is essential to developing job aids and e-learning. Nancy Simmons in How to Write and Prepare Training Materials states, having the right visuals is imperative to training impact. So what else do we need? The needs our team uncovered upon conversation about the future was perhaps the equipment for a remote classroom in order to set up shops remotely so we could bring the education equipment to places that normally would not have access to that equipment. To that end, also ADA hardware and software such as JAWS for our courses to be ADA compliant. And additionally, training and support for our staff, our equipment, and our LMS. That is going to be essential to hitting the ground running.